Whatever it is that I'm suppressing, whatever emotions I'm pushing deep aside, they're gonna come out and I'm gonna face them. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, this is really hard. And it's really starting to hit me now. Really started to feel like I can't do this anymore. Hello. Today is November 1st, 2024, and today is the start of something that I have been mentally preparing myself for this entire year. Today is the start of my 5-day water fast, meaning I will only be drinking water and herbal teas for the next 5 days. Now, before I say anything else, I just want to make it very clear that although I have never done a 5-day water fast before, fasting is not something that is new to me. When fasting, you have to ensure that you're doing it safely and correctly, and I'll get more into that as this video goes on. So why am I doing this? For many reasons. And every time I talk about it, I unfortunately get really emotional, and I hate getting emotional on camera because it's really vulnerable and I get really embarrassed. But I'm gonna do my best to explain myself without tearing up. This year has been the most challenging year that I have ever endured mentally. Along with my own personal conflicts, like we all got our personal issues, right? I've had a major realization. The life that I was working so hard to build up was so empty, and I didn't know the true meaning of real joy. I didn't experience much love growing up, and I had a really rough childhood, which, you know, carried into my adult life. And when I became my own woman, especially this year, I realized that I actually felt really, really empty. In a way that's really hard to describe because it's like I had to really work on peeling away every layer of influence, every layer of what I ever thought was true happiness. Because truthfully, I didn't know anything about that. Now you might be wondering, well, what does this have to do with eating? Well, because I use food to cope with a lot of my emotions. The more I go through this, I'll touch into that because I'm literally about to bawl my eyes out, so I need to get myself in check. Fasting is very, very, very spiritual, and it's gonna take very spiritual people to hear me and understand everything I say and do in this video. When you fast from anything, because you can fast from anything, not just food, when you fast from anything, you regain discipline. You put yourself in control. We are bombarded with a cycle of negative thoughts and negative media daily. But I have done so much inner work and healing this year. This fast is like my final step. This is like my final exam of the year. And for those of you who know, I've been very open about dealing with depression this year, and I've also been very open about leaning into my faith this year. Aside from the spiritual side of fasting, the scientific side of fasting is so cool and so fascinating. I've done a lot of studying this year, and if you ask me, I genuinely believe that fasting can heal anything, from things like mental illness to chronic illness in the body. I truly believe we can heal it all. So when we eat, our body uses an incredible amount of energy to digest our food. When we fast, our body uses an incredible amount of energy to heal our body. The human body is extremely smart, so smart that I think it's perfect. And I'm so excited because in these 5 days, this is everything that's gonna happen to me. My body is gonna repair damaged tissues, repair damaged cells. If I have any sort of chronic illness in my body forming right now, it is going to get eaten up. My body is quite literally going to use that for fuel. It's going to drastically improve my immune system. It's going to completely heal and reset my gut. It's going to completely reverse disease. And I'm quite literally going to be like reborn. I'm going to be the healthiest I've ever been, and I'm quite literally going to step into this new chapter of my life in a new vessel. But what a privilege it is to choose to not eat for 5 days to restore my body. Some people don't have that choice. Anyways, I booked an Airbnb 2 hours away. I'm not doing this fast in my home because I have a lot of food and stuff in my fridge, and I don't want to be tempted to break the fast because I know that I might reach serious moments of desperation. And right now I'm about to cook and eat my final meal and head out. This is it. This is my last meal. I'm gonna enjoy this meal so much. Before doing a fast, you want to avoid carbs and sugar. If I were to eat carbs and sugar, it would cause spikes in my blood levels, and it would eventually result in crashes and hunger and cravings. So it's best to stick to protein. Here I go. All right, I'm heading out. I have stuff with me. Also, something that I know for a fact is like during this fast, I'm not gonna look my best, and that's fine. Also, LA traffic is so annoying because usually this is only about a 2-hour drive and it's a 4-hour drive. Okay, I made it to the Airbnb. That drive was very, very stressful. It was 4.5 hours. Traffic was crazy. It got dark. It's in the mountains, so it's like twists and turns on a really big hill. For right now, I think I just need to chill out and go to sleep. In terms of hunger, I don't really feel hungry yet. I do intermittent fasting pretty often, so right now I'm chilling. I know tomorrow will be a completely different story, so I don't even think it's 7 p.m. yet. I'm gonna watch some Harry Potter, go to sleep. I'll come back in the morning. Good morning. I'm exactly 20 hours into my fast, and I'm hungry. This morning was really emotional for me. I just can't believe that I'm finally doing this. It's like bittersweet in a way, and it's kind of like I'm saying goodbye to my old me. You know, it's so crazy. I would always tell myself, like, no matter what, do not cry on camera. Like, that is so cringy. That is so embarrassing. Don't ever do it. There's no way I'm gonna be able to not get emotional throughout this whole video. So my apologies if you cringe at me. Also, future Natalia editing this. My bad, girl. So yeah, it's kind of like I'm saying goodbye to my old self. This is gonna be impossible. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's kind of like I'm saying goodbye to my old self, and I'm thanking her. Just gotta like thank her for getting me this far and getting me to this point in my life. But now it's time for me to really elevate, and this fast is truly like shedding of that old self and that old body and that old mentality and those old bad habits. Like this is it. Like I'm in it right now. Whew. Anyways, having some ginger tea and lots of water, and in here is actually a little bit of pink Himalayan salt for electrolytes and to keep me hydrated. And I'm gonna show you some of the things that I brought with me to keep me entertained during this time. The first thing being my Bible. This is what's gonna get me through it. I know I'm hungry now and I'm a little bit like ugh now, but I know that this is nothing. Brought my Nintendo. I love my Nintendo. I brought 3 books. This one I read, How Not to Die, really good, but I need to go back and revisit some things. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F, and Don't Believe Everything You Think. So this will come in handy when I'm creating scenarios in my head. My journal, I write a lot of ideas, goals, just things on here. And I brought some nail polishes to do my nails. But yeah, I'm definitely hungry right now. My mental is really strong. Like I feel really solid. I feel really confident in myself. Whatever it is that I'm suppressing, whatever emotions I'm pushing deep aside, they're gonna come out and I'm gonna face them. You guys know that meme that's like, I hope you're hungry for nothing. Because if I was home and I had food in the fridge, I would just eat something. So it's just me and my Brita filter. And also a couple of things. Actually, let me show you my teas. These are all the teas I brought with me. Something I've learned is that it's actually best to buy loose teas. But I had all of these, so I'm gonna go through this and then from there I'll start buying loose teas. But dandelion tea, chamomile, nettle leaf, spearmint, ginger. And that's basically it. These are all really good for minerals. These are all basically like my medicine. They're good for my digestive system, good for detoxing, good for my blood and cleaning my blood. So this is it. This water, pink Himalayan salt that I put into my water for electrolytes. So this is what we're working with until Wednesday. Also, this house is enormous. There are several rooms. For right now, I really want to get my mental together because I'm starting to really realize, you know, this is real. I'm going to do a deep meditation, going to journal, and then I'll be back. I just hit 24 hours. I'm so proud of myself. This is crazy. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm hungry. Yes, duh. But I feel like it's freaking go time now. And I just hope I can stay in this good mood. I put on my hat, my funky hat. This is my favorite hat. And I'm just so excited because what my body is doing right now is so fascinating. Right now I'm in ketosis. What is ketosis? Ketosis is when your body doesn't have enough carbs to burn for energy, so instead it burns stored fat for energy. So because my glucose levels are so low right now, my liver is actually creating something called ketones. And it's essentially breaking down stored fat to use for energy, which is what it means to be in ketosis. But as I go further into this fast, I will be entering something called autophagy. What is autophagy? Autophagy is a natural cleaning out process that your body does, that your cells do, when it's deprived of nutrients. So in a few hours, all of the damaged cells, all of the junk cells that are in my body that serve my body no purpose are either going to be recycled into new working cells or they're going to be flushed out by my body. And as I actually get deeper into autophagy, my body is quite literally going to be eating disease for fuel. Things just got really real. I'm really tired, I'm really hungry, I'm really cold. Just a few hours ago, I was in such a good mood. And now I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely starting to feel a bit of a slowdown. But you know, what am I trying to say? I don't know. I think I need to get myself out of this slump that I feel myself about to start getting into. I've decided I'm gonna take a little walk. It's crazy how hard it just got out of nowhere. So let's push through. Yep, this is definitely the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Oh, I'm 32 hours in, and all I can think about is food. I keep getting random moments where I'm just like, what should I eat? What should I eat? Like, quick ones before I realize, like, girl, you're fasting. You're not gonna eat until Wednesday. My gosh, irritated. Everything's pissing me off. I'm just gonna go to sleep because I'm tired. Like, my body's tired. But right now I'm in autophagy. My body is repairing damaged cells, recycling them out, getting rid of what I don't need, and it is fully regenerating itself. So that's what's really keeping me going. In just a day and some change, my gut will be fully restored and fully reset. I feel really cold. And I'm so hungry. That's all I can think about. All I want to do is eat. This is really hard. By the time that I sleep, but I'm gonna sleep and I'm gonna add another 8 hours or so into my fast without me really having to suffer through it all. But I'm really worried about tomorrow. Good night, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It's 42 hours. I had a pretty interesting sleep. I had like really vivid dreams. I pray to God that during this fast, He show me everything that it is that I need to work through, and whatever emotions I suppress, whatever feelings I need to face to bring them out during this time. And I feel it. I definitely feel it. It's crazy because although I have a lot of mental clarity right now, I'm also very emotional with it. And usually when I'm emotional, I tend to, not think things logically and just think them emotionally. I lost my train of thought. I don't know. All I can think about is food. But I need to get up. I need to get up. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, this is really hard. And it's really starting to hit me now. I managed to get out of bed, which was really good. I knew I had to do that. I'm gonna go outside and ground. I talked about this on my story before. Grounding, meaning touching your hands, your feet, especially your feet, to the earth, to the grass, to the soil. Our feet are very strong pathways for life's force. We can quite literally reduce negativity from our feet and gain positivity from our feet. And before you think like this is just some woo-woo theory I'm sharing, it's quite literally proven. There's been studies done on people and their internal stress receptors before and after grounding. The difference is so fascinating and amazing. As disconnected as humans have gotten from nature, because obviously we have everything we have now, like even me talking to this camera is quite literally a bit disconnected from nature. Nature is always there for us to go back to it, and nature purges negative energy, and we are nature. So when we connect with nature, we quite literally are able to purge negative energy and recharge through something as simple as touching our feet to the earth. Okay, so I dozed off a little bit, but I'm finally gonna go outside. I put my hat back on to bring me into good spirits. I put on a cute pink outfit. I'll probably need to put a jacket on. It's very cold out. When fasting, it's very easy to get fatigued and want to sleep the whole day. And yes, it is very important to rest when you fast, but it's also very important to just move a little bit, because if you sleep through it all, it might bring your mental power down a little bit, and it might just make it harder. So I'm gonna put my jacket back on. It's freezing outside. Maybe my pink scarf, right? I feel good. I feel good. I feel fine. Let's go. I'm starting to feel really good again. Like a bit of wavy moments, but I'm starting to feel like I'm coming back up. I hope I can maintain this. I had a really good prayer meditation session. It was much needed. I can't believe I'm in this. I'm gonna get through this. And right now, I think I'm gonna actually take a nap for a little bit, and then I'm gonna be just fine. I am not just fine. Oh, I had a dream that I was eating so much food, and I think it really, really messed me up just now. It's so crazy how our dreams can impact our real life mood, because I just woke up pissed. I'm 50 hours and 43 minutes in, so, and by now my hunger should have kind of started going down a bit, but I'm so hungry. It's all mental, it's all mental. Oh, it's all mental. Right now, oh, that dream just messed me up so bad. But right now, I'm in autophagy and I'm in deep ketosis. Remember those two words I taught you earlier? I am fully there right now. My insulin sensitivity is drastically improving, and my gut is this close to fully being restored and repaired. A not so fun fact is that most of us human beings have some sort of disease or virus in our body that we may know about or we may not know about. And as the day goes by, our body eats it up. But sometimes when we eat certain foods, it feeds into those diseases and they get stronger and stronger. And I might have that in my body that I don't know about, but because I'm doing this fast, it's quite literally being evaporated right now. Right now. Isn't that crazy? Whatever I had in me is quite literally dying or dead right now. The fact that my body is repairing itself this way is so incredible. I feel so honored. I really started to feel like I can't do this anymore. But I'm gonna push through, because I'm halfway. I'm halfway. 54 hours in. I'm halfway there. Really, really thought I would be feeling a lot better today, but today has been the roughest day out of it. I'm really worried about tomorrow. Tomorrow should be better. Also, I started breaking out like crazy. Very like pimply in this area. And that is just because my hormones are going crazy. But the thing about fasting that tends to break women out, your hormones being like, what is going on? And then my body will eventually learn, everything will calm down, and the acne should go away. I feel really ugly during this fast. I keep looking at myself like, ugh. Also, I wasn't gonna say this because I don't want to embarrass myself, but I have to be honest. I have really bad breath. I am such a about bad breath. My breath is not the prettiest right now. And I looked it up and it's because of the ketones. So Yeah, I wish I could chew gum, but unfortunately that would break the fast. So I just keep scraping my tongue like crazy and brushing my teeth like crazy, but unfortunately it's coming from inside of me. I really didn't want to share that, but I'm being so honest during this video, so that's the truth. I have had many moments of weakness today, but I've prayed so hard, and God is with me, so that's what's really pushing me through. I don't know how much I'll vlog for the rest of the night, but cheers to 54 hours. Yes. So I'm filming this from my phone because I can't be bothered to go grab my camera, but it's just me and my Bible right now. I'm about to be 57 hours in. I think I'm gonna go to sleep. I might just fall asleep here. I'm really tired. Good night. Good morning. Guys, I feel high. I'm 65 hours in. I woke up this morning with such a clear mind. I slept in a different room in the Airbnb. There's 3 rooms here, and I was like, let me sleep downstairs for fun. I literally have goosebumps from how good I feel. I'm not hungry at all. I did not wake up thinking about food at all. I'm gonna get through these next hours like that. This is like, I can't even compare to how I was feeling yesterday to today. Oh my god, 0 to 100. Okay, so shortly after I made that video, I actually went back to sleep because I put on my meditation music and I laid back in bed. Ended up falling asleep. I'm 72 hours in, about to hit 73. You guys saw how I was in such a good mood this morning. I kind of had hit a slump because I feel like I was in the dark and I needed to get up and get moving instead of laying around. So I'm about to go get some sunlight, get some vitamin D, and then continue on with my day. But 72 hours, I feel good. I'm 75 hours in. I feel euphoric. Guys, how do I even explain? Okay, so a big part of this was for my mental clarity. I have gotten the mental clarity that I have asked for. I've sat with built-in emotions that I've had for years, and I quite literally looked at them head on and realized that it's just not that deep, that I have to let go of certain things in my life, and I think they're gone. I just cannot believe this. Like, today really started from me being really good, having a little bit of a moment, and now I'm just like, what else? I've been staying very hydrated. I drink like 2 of these, but sometimes I realize that when I drink too much water, it makes me feel kind of sick. I don't know. Like my stomach, like there's just too much water. I've been like posting stuff on Instagram. I keep getting asked if I'm nauseous. Yes and no. I'm only nauseous when I don't have my electrolytes, my Himalayan pink salt in my water. So make sure you're having electrolytes, okay? Celtic salt, Himalayan salt, or electrolyte packets, but I don't really recommend the electrolyte packets because a lot of them have sugar and could potentially break your fast. I'm actually not entirely sure. I don't know what else to say other than I feel amazing. I'm reading my book. I'm chilling. It's a little cold out here, but it feels good. Yeah. Also, I am in peak autophagy, peak insulin sensitizing. Any disease or virus or junk in my body that was not serving me and making me sick in any kind of way, even in ways that I did not realize, are dead. My gut has completely restored and repaired itself. How amazing is it that I haven't eaten in 75 hours, and not only am I still alive, I'm the healthiest I've ever been right now. 77 hours. Second place, not my best game. I'm used to coming in first. All right. It's the next day and I'm 95 hours in. I have gotten the full benefits of fasting and I feel good, but I'm gonna be so honest, I'm so bored. I'm so over this. Like, I wanna go home. I'm so far away from home in a cabin by myself. I'm over this. What are my plans for today? I have no idea. I don't know what to do. I just wanna go home. Yeah, but I'm doing good. I'm really good. I feel really good. I'm not hungry. I'm chilling. 97 hours in. I just want to get out of this cabin. Get me out of here. Sorry about that. I'm good. I think it's because I'm right at the finish line. I'm kind of just like, oh, I just want to be done. You know that feeling when like you really have to pee and like you get closer to the bathroom and you feel like you're about to pee your pants because you're just like, you're right there. This is like kind of in that moment. It's like, I'm right there. So I'm just feeling like my levels are all over the place and amplified. Yeah, I think this is definitely a part of the challenge right now. I have to get through this irritability that I'm starting to feel again. Is that very soon this is all gonna be over and I'm gonna complete my challenge. Today has been really surprisingly hard. I was in such an amazing mood yesterday, such an amazing mood today, and then as I'm nearing the end of this challenge, all I can think about is going home. After I meditated and journaled a little bit, it really helped, but now that I sit back on the couch, I'm just like, ugh. Also, kind of bad news. I kind of messed up a little bit, but I'm 100 hours in, but this little timer right here says that my fast ends at 12:16 a.m. and that's midnight, but that's not right. So I have to change, and I'm like looking, I'm like, oh, we're almost there, but now I have to add more time. So let's go ahead and do that. I updated my fast. The new time is tomorrow at 7:16 a.m., which is a total of 115 hours. So I'm gonna do my best tonight to bring my mood back up. I really thought today I was gonna be frolicking in the woods, just like feeling more alive than ever. I don't know, I thought I would be so happy for myself right now, but that's just not the truth. Okay, as the day went by, I definitely felt better, calmed down. Everything's good. 105 hours. I can't believe we're almost at the finish line, guys. Like, this is crazy. 105 hours without eating and my heart is still beating. That rhymed. It's Wednesday! Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe it. I went 116 hours. I went an additional hour, mainly just because I was like packing up my bags and getting ready and stuff, but still. Okay, there's a lot I want to touch on. For right now, I just want to break this fast and go home. So I got a little can of bone broth. I'm warming it up now. I'm about to drink it. I'm gonna season it so nicely. And I feel good, man. I feel good. I feel energized. I feel strong. I feel resilient. This is like the craziest, most euphoric feeling I've ever felt in my life. I'm closer to God more than ever, and I'm just so grateful. But the bone broth is almost done being heated up, so I'm about to drink it, break this fast, and then in 2 hours, I'll probably have like a papaya or some watermelon or some avocado. I don't know yet because I have to go to the grocery store, but let's do this first. Let's do this. Here we go. Not gonna lie, I took a little tiny sip just to make sure it was properly seasoned and it tasted so good, but I'm about to take my first real sip right now. Oh. Shaking. I'm literally shaking. I'm gonna go sit outside and really take this all in and enjoy this because I don't want it to get cold and I need some privacy with this bone broth. Done. Okay. Some honest truth for you guys. Harsh truth about fasting. You cannot put things back in your system too quickly because right now my stomach is a little bit shook. I drank that way too fast. Breaking a fast is sometimes harder than the actual fast itself because when you start eating, you're gonna wanna eat. And it takes a lot of discipline to slow yourself down and say, I need to not put stress on my digestive system because I drank that bone broth a little too fast just now and even my stomach right now is like, what is going on? My stomach is quite literally so small right now. So that was a good little wake-up call, but I have officially broken my fast, but we're not done yet. Like I said, for the next 5 days, I have to continue breaking this fast. So this is discipline/challenge part 2. So I gotta check out of the Airbnb, head home, and then also get all of the food that I'm gonna be eating for the next 5 days. All right, I'm checked out of my Airbnb. I cannot describe how incredible I feel. Like, my energy levels are up, serotonin levels are up, like, I just feel so happy and so blessed, and I'm really excited to get home, so let's go home. Okay, so it's been about 5 hours since I broke my fast with the bone broth. I'm very over it. I feel like you can kind of tell by my hair. I don't care anymore. I just want to start eating food again. And honestly, I just did a lot. I drove all the way home, dropped off my stuff, got back in the car, went to the grocery store. Now I'm back. I'm about to taste a papaya. I'm about to chew again. Oh my gosh, this is about to be, oh my goodness. Okay, let's do it. Papaya is a great way to break a fast. Let's go. I could cry right now. I could literally cry right now. I'm about to cry. You know what this tastes like? It tastes like victory. Okay, I think I need to stop right here. I definitely feel my stomach being like, oh, snap. So, as good as this is, I'm gonna set this down for a few minutes. I'll come back to it. That was like euphoric. This makes me so grateful. Like, I can go to the store and grab a papaya whenever I want. Okay, I took my nap. It's time for me to eat again. I'm definitely hungry and I'm definitely feeling like I just want to eat normally. But I'm eating a mashed avocado with olive oil and a little bit of sea salt and some watermelon chunks. So this is what I'm working with. It tastes so good. Wow. Oh, it's crazy. Instantly, I feel my stomach being like, kind of freaking out in a way. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there. I literally took 2 bites of avocado, 1 bite of watermelon, and I'm just gonna try again in like 15, 20, 30 minutes. And I have to do this for the next 5 days. So it's day 2 of breaking my fast, and guys, I am going through it. I didn't expect that breaking this fast would be so hard, but I quite literally am struggling to eat. And the worst part about it is that I'm hungry. Like, I just want a giant plate of Caribbean food. I've been working on this bite of egg for like a whole 5 minutes because every time that I eat, my stomach is just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Today I did manage to eat the entire other half of my papaya. Also did eat a small arugula salad with olive oil and a little bit of feta. I'm just really annoyed because I want to like tear into some food. Like, I'm hungry now. I want to eat. I want to eat. When I eat, I eat. I'm not someone who eats small portions. I like a big plate of food. So this is very annoying, but as the days go by, I know it'll get better. It did not get better. Day 3, 4, and 5 were incredibly annoying and I was so frustrated. Breaking this fast was much harder than the actual fast itself because I just wanted to eat. Ooh, all right. So it's been a few days since I broke my fast and have gone back to my schedule. Okay, let's get into the questions, the changes, the lessons that I've learned, because although this was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, I am shook at how different I feel. Okay, so the first and most obvious thing is my weight. I dropped 10 pounds. I went from 185 pounds to 175 pounds. And my measurements went from this to this. Here's a detailed side by side. Now, look at me. Before you even get the idea that you might want to fast to lose weight, let me just remind you. Not only is that super dangerous, it's also incredibly pointless because when you start eating normally again, you are going to gain that weight back and you're going to gain it fast. So if you want to lose weight, do it the right way and not like this, okay? I only recommend fasting for spiritual, mental, and health reasons and not to be thinner, okay? I'm being for real right now. Do not do a fast if your sole purpose is to lose weight, okay? This is not the way to go about it. Okay. Something kind of supernatural happened during my fast and it was kind of spooky, but in a good way, but I'm still not really sure what it was. On the night of like day 3, I think, I had this like dream or vision. I don't know, oh my gosh, I literally have chills talking about it. I had this dream that I was in a white room sitting down and I was super anxious, but not scared, not in a way that you feel scared when you're having a nightmare, but like super anxious, like something's about to happen, and something did happen. My dream was that I was in this white room sitting, being confronted by like entities or spirits, but they were me, but they were emotions, but they didn't look like me, but they were me in the sense of like I recognized them because they were like emotions, like traumatic experiences from the past. They were all negative in their own way that were tied to like shame and envy and anger and abandonment. And it was like I was sitting, I was presented them in my perspective and also in a different perspective. I don't even know how to explain it. It was the trippiest thing I've ever experienced in my life, and I almost can't explain it, but it was like I was sitting, they presented themselves, and it was like a whoosh, and it was like this rapid fire of memories. I can't even explain it. It was the weirdest thing, guys. And it like, I literally have chills. It was like I entered some sort of spiritual vortex. I had some sort of like death. I know I just did a terrible job at explaining that. I don't really know how to put into words because I genuinely don't even really know what that was, but it just felt like I was not on earth. I was not in this realm. It was fully my spirit had gone somewhere else and like faced something else and then came back into my body, because when I woke up, it was the middle of the night. I was bawling my eyes out. My muscles, like my skin, like I was just sore. I was tired. I was cold, but I went right back to sleep shortly after. And when I woke up that next day, I literally felt like I was high. I said before I fasted that I was going to confront everything, that I wanted God to show me everything that it was that I needed to face so I can face it and finish it. And that is truly what that dream or that vision or that realm was. Guys, like literally, if anyone has suggestions as to what that might have been, I genuinely feel like it was some sort of ego death, or it felt like I died, but in a good way. I get kind of like saying that because it's kind of, it just seems extreme, and it was, but it was unlike anything I've ever felt. It was supernatural, it was super spiritual, and yeah. Okay, anyways, as I was doing this fast, I posted on Instagram for you guys to ask me questions. I'm gonna answer the most frequent ones that I have, and then like a little summary at the end because I got so many, and I feel like a lot of it was answered through this video. But let's just get into it. So, do you need to speak with a healthcare professional about fasting, or do you just do fasting? I got my blood work done prior to doing this to make sure I was really healthy and that I was able to do something this drastic. Like for example, let's say I got my blood work done and I found out that I was pregnant or had low blood pressure or like imbalances in my blood, I would not have gone through with this. But I don't think anyone and everyone should just try fasting. You have to have a deep reason as to why you're doing this. Mine was very mental and it was very spiritual. And if you don't feel strong in your mental and your spiritual or even your physical, then I would not go through with this because it's really hard and you have to be strong. If you're interested in fasting, I would recommend easing into it. So starting just like a few hours and then building it up slowly. Okay, this creator asked 3 really good questions. What sources did you get your info on fasting from? Is there something special about 5 days? Could you start with 3? And what tips would you give to someone who's never fasted? Some really good sources would really be YouTube videos. In the description, I'll go ahead and link some of my favorites. Also, I personally have not read this book, but I got asked so much about it. People were raving about this book. It's called Fast Like a Girl. It was so highly recommended, so if you're someone who's interested in fasting, you might want to check that out. Honestly, my biggest source of inspiration for fasting was an entire year's worth of research and studying that I have done on my own. I basically came to my own conclusion that 90% of what we eat is the root cause of our problems. And I did the fast for 5 days because fasting for 5 days, you really get the full benefits of fasting. I'll include this chart here that I really, really like. And honestly, if you've never fasted before, I wouldn't even recommend starting with 3. I would recommend doing something like intermittent fasting and then moving on to more days like I mentioned. This person asked, do you have recommendations for less intense fasting, like 12 to 24-hour fasts? And yes, of course, I would 100% say look into fasting first, do your research. And if you want to try fasting, I highly recommend downloading a fasting app. I use the app Zero. That way you can track your fast, keep motivated, and as you move deeper into your fast, you can look at what your body is doing in that moment and how it's repairing itself, and it's really good motivation to keep going. This creator asked, how did I get past the hunger and did I get headaches? Yes, I had headaches, but the pink Himalayan salt really helps. So if you're thinking about fasting, remember that electrolytes are key. How did I get past the hunger? Honestly, it was all motivation. Like, to me, this was like a huge exam that I could not afford to fail. And it was like my physical hunger became my mental hunger, and my mental hunger was hungrier to pass this exam than my physical hunger was wanting to eat food. So it's like my higher self was like, oh, you're hungry for food? Well, I'm hungry to become the best version of myself and kill all these inner demons. So how about we do that first? And I did. And like guys, I understand that not everyone might understand me right now, or I might sound kind of crazy, but this type of fasting is so spiritual. And I really hope that this is reaching the people who are serious about doing the dirty work, truly doing the dirty work, not the social media fake wokes. We all know what I'm talking about when I say social media fake wokes. I'm talking about the people who really want to get to the root of what it is that they need to come out of. Do you hear me? I think you do, because you're still here. And overall, to sum up some other questions plus some other things that I want to add in, do I recommend fasting to everyone? Absolutely not. If you're interested in fasting for the first time, should you start with 5 days or 3 days or even 2 days? Absolutely not. Start very small, like I said, intermittent fasting, and then build up the bigger challenge if you feel like you can do it. Can you work and work out during the fasting? Yes, but very lightly, like how I did yoga and stretching. I wouldn't do any more than that. And then in terms of going to work, honestly, I personally would not fast at work. Like, ask yourself this: do you work in a high stressful environment, or an environment where people really need your help and really need your full undivided attention? Because if the answer is yes, I wouldn't recommend doing this at work, because not only will you be extremely irritated, it might cause health conditions, like it might cause your heart to pump too fast, or you might faint. So honestly, I wouldn't really recommend it. I went to the woods and I locked myself in a cabin for 5 days, and I called off work for those 5 days because I knew that if I did this at work, I would not have been able to achieve this. So that's up to you. I personally wouldn't recommend doing this at work. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you feel like I need to go into more detail about this topic or something I might not have touched on, let me know down below. I can make another video about it. Honestly, this has changed my life so much. I can't express how grateful I feel and how resilient I feel and how brave I feel. I am so clear-minded. I am closer to God more than ever. I have zero fears and zero doubts about anything anymore. I feel so called to educate, to guide, to inspire people now more than ever. I've really stepped into my true, genuine values and not this facade that I was putting up with for so many years. I'm done having a poor diet and poor routine and poor spiritual practices, and I'm done intoxicating myself both physically and mentally. So if this is something that's speaking to you, please join me on this journey at your own pace, at your own level, even if it's just baby steps. Baby steps are good. Baby steps are what has gotten me to this point in my life. This is what we're meant to do. This is what we're meant to do as humans, having this human experience. We're not perfect because we're not meant to be, but we are meant to try. There's so much that we are blinded by and distracted with every single day, and it's time to stop, and it's time to focus on what truly matters, and it's time to focus on truly enjoying this human experience. You are loved and you are here for a much greater purpose, and I know that you know it because you're here. You're still watching, so you know it. Once again, thank you all so much for joining me on this journey. Like I said, this was the hardest thing I've ever done and the best thing I've ever done for myself. I hope it can inspire you. Please leave questions down below. If there's something that I didn't touch on, something that you want to know, please let me know. Thank you all once again, and I'll see you soon.